You're watching Behind the Screens. Grab some popcorn, fill up a drink, and take a seat. Our feature presentation is about to begin.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you may be listening. Welcome to another amazing episode of Behind the Screens. I'm Chris Chason, and joined as always is my co-host and best friend, Mike Lickowed. Mike, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing amazing today, Chris, and I'm so happy that all you viewers decided to tune in today for this episode of Behind the Screens.
Oh yeah, so today's movie is interesting, to say the least, right?
Oh yes, we're going to be actually going forward in a comic book cinematic universe because we've been doing a lot of beginner movies lately. We did Iron Man, we did X-Men, we did Man of Steel. Now we must move forward into the second of all of those three sagas, beginning with this, 2008's The Incredible Hulk.
This movie is honestly interesting because, well, it's considered the black sheep of the MCU, considering it was pushed out by Universal and not Marvel itself.
Exactly. I was actually going to say, if Terrence Howard is like the black sheep of the MCU actors, this is definitely the black sheep of the MCU movies.
Yeah, people have their opinions on it. Some like it, some don't, some think they just don't care.
But basically think like, huh? What? A Hulk had a solo movie? Like,
well, I mean, this isn't the first solo movie Hulk had. There was that thing
but
from...
we will talk about that one day. Trust
Is
me.
that Ang Lee Hulk movie any good?
I don't think so.
All I know remember is that he whipped around the tank and beat up some dogs.
That's exactly what it was. A whole movie where I don't remember a single thing happening. Like, I just sat there and thought, this is the same person that would later go on to make Life of Pi, but also the same person who would later go on to make Gemini Man.
Oh, Gemini Man's not that horrible.
I didn't like it very much. But then, of course, we got to get back on track with this. The second film of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which stars Edward Norton as Bruce Banner alongside other actors such as Liv Tyler, Tim Roth, Ty Burrell, and William Hurt.
This should be an interesting one.
Believe it or not, yes, the film is produced by all sorts of names like Avi Red, Gail Ann Hurd, of all people, who is one of the amazing producers behind The Terminator, I believe the Aliens, some of the Alien movies, and of course one of the big wigs behind AMC's The Walking Dead, which I think is really amazing. And of course, we cannot forget the producer credit of Mr. Kevin Feige.
This
man reached and extended through all of the comic book films that we'll be seeing from Marvel's lineup going forward. Marvel exclusively, not Fox or anything like that.
Yeah.
But as we like to begin all of these movie talks, we must first go through the plot summary, talk about the characters, the film's achievements, its failings, our personal feelings, other amazing facts before we conclude this episode. Shall we begin with the plot synopsis of 2008's The Incredible Hulk?
Might as well.
At Culver University in Virginia, General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross meets with Dr. Bruce Banner, the colleague and boyfriend of his daughter Betty, regarding an experiment that Ross claims is meant to make humans immune to gamma radiation. The experiment, part of a World War II-era super soldier project that Ross hopes to recreate, fails. The exposure to gamma radiation causes Banner to transform into the Hulk for brief periods of time, whenever his heartbeat rises above 200 beats a minute. The Hulk destroys the lab and the surrounding area, killing several people inside and injuring both General Ross and Betty and others outside as well. Banner becomes a fugitive from the U.S. military and Ross, who wants to weaponize the Hulk for his own gain. 5 years later, Banner works at a bottling factory in Brazil while searching for a cure for his condition. On the internet, he anonymously contracts with a colleague known as Mr. Blue. He is learning yoga techniques to help keep him under control and has not transformed in 5 months. After Banner cuts his finger, a drop of his blood falls into a bottle, which is eventually ingested by a very familiar elderly consumer from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, giving him gamma sickness. Using the bottle to track down Banner, Ross sends a special forces team led by Emil Blonsky, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, to capture him. Banner transforms into the Hulk, defeats Blonsky, Blonsky's team and severely injures him. After Ross explains how Banner became the Hulk, Blonsky agrees to be injected with a small amount of a very similar serum, which gives him enhanced speed, strength, agility, and healing powers, but also begins to deform his skeleton and impairs his judgment. Banner returns to Culver University and reunites with Betty. Banner is attacked a second time by Ross and Blonsky's forces, tipped off by Betty's suspicious boyfriend, Leonard Samson, Doc Samson. Oh, I get it now. Causing Banner to again transform into the Hulk. The ensuing battle outside the university proves futile to Ross's forces, and they retreat. Blonsky, Blonsky, whose sanity is faltering, attacks and mocks the Hulk. The Hulk severely injures Blonsky and flees with Betty. After the Hulk reverts to Banner, he and Betty go on the run, and Banner contacts Mr. Blue, who urges them to meet him in New York City. Mr. Blue is actually cellular biologist Dr. Samuel Stearns, who tells Banner he has developed a possible antidote to Banner's condition. After a successful test, he warns Banner that the antidote may only reverse each transformation. Stearns reveals that he has synthesized Banner's blood samples, which Banner sent him from Brazil, into a large supply to apply its limitless potential to medicine. Fearful of the Hulk's power falling into the military hands, Banner wishes to destroy the entire blood supply. A recovered Blonsky joins Ross's forces for a third attempt to take Banner into custody. They succeed, and Banner and Betty are taken away in a helicopter. Blonsky stays behind and orders Stearns to inject him with Banner's blood as he coverts the Hulk's powers. The experiment mutates Blonsky into the Abomination, a creature with size and strength surpassing that of the Hulk. He attacks Stearns, who gets some of Banner's blood in a cut on his forehead, causing him to begin mutating as well and to see his brain swell. The Abomination starts to rampage throughout the little town of Harlem. Realizing that the Hulk is the only one who can stop the Abomination, Banner convinces Ross to release him. He jumps from Ross's helicopter and transforms after hitting the ground. After a battle throughout Harlem, the Hulk defeats the Abomination by nearly strangling him to death with a chain, but spares his life upon hearing Betty's plea and leaves the Abomination for Ross and his forces to arrest. After having a peaceful moment with Betty, the Hulk flees New York City. About 1 month later, Banner is in British Columbia. Instead of suppressing his mutation, he begins to transform in a controlled manner with a very slight smirk. After the credits, Tony Stark approaches Ross at a local bar and informs him that a team is being put together. A team of what? We shall see eventually.
Well then.
That was a lot for a movie that was only an hour 45 minutes. Believe it or not. That was very much detailed. And reading that synopsis for the first time made me realize there's a lot about that movie I still don't understand. And I've seen this film twice already.
Yeah, I've seen this 3 times, and I'm thinking to myself, okay?
Is this really what's going on, people? Seriously? Oh my goodness gracious. After the mixed response from the 2003 Hulk film, Marvel Studios reacquired the rights of the character through Universal, even though they, over there at Universal, retained the distribution rights. So basically they have a shared relationship with Universal. But I do think that that's becoming less and less apparent these days.
Yeah, apparently
right?
not. Yeah, because we've got stuff involving the Hulk coming up, so I've got a feeling they're just going to drop it.
Yeah, pretty much. The director of this movie, who actually was going to be the original director of Iron Man, was actually brought on board, and Zach Penn began to work on a script for the show that was much more closer to the comic books than the actual 2003 movie. Edward Norton was hired to portray Banner and to rewrite the guy's script. So basically, Edward Norton, the guy who played Bruce Banner, actually did uncredited rewrites to the story, which is absolutely interesting.
All right.
When you think about it. Doesn't it seem like something here was meddled at some point?
Sounds like it. I mean, at least it wasn't executive meddling, but...
Basically, thanks to Edward Norton's changes, the film was basically made into a reboot instead of it being a continuation of the original movie, because that's what Universal and Marvel was going to do. It's like, okay, you know what? We'll just make the 2003 film canon and just make a loose continuation. But no, Edward Norton said we had to start fresh. We can't go back to what that was.
Like, he knew how bad it was.
Exactly. But then again, remember, they left in the 5 years thing after Banner transformed, and this movie came out 5 years after Ang Lee's Hulk movie. So it's like they really didn't get rid of everything that was in there connected to that movie. But you know what? At least they tried.
Yeah,
At least
right.
they tried. The filming took place in New York and Canada, all these amazing places around the world. They used a lot of motion capture, CGI, over 700 visual effects for the Hulk alone, which is absolutely nuts.
Wait, how much was his budget?
The budget of the film is around $138 million.
Seriously?
Yep. However, the film only made a profit of $265 million. Comparing that into the calculator, we have about, this movie made just under twice its money back. So basically, not a massive profit, but still a profit nonetheless. You know what I'm saying?
But yikes.
Oh my goodness. Basically, this is actually the movie that has made the least amount of money in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Really?
When you think about it, every other film, bad or not, has made more money than this movie.
Oh, great.
And that thing is something that's never going to go over. They did, many people, of course, consider it an improvement over the 2003 film, obviously, because better effects, better story, better acting, better everything. If like you guys have seen 2003's Hulk, and you guys enjoy it, good for you. We hear not so much.
Yeah, sorry to break it to you.
Basically, Edward Norton, however, disputed with Marvel over the final cut of the movie, and after going back and forth with them, they realized that he was not going to be as agreeable as the other actors in the cast. So Edward Norton was eventually replaced with a different actor for the remainder of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, someone who has become enthralled with the character of Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Who, of course, we'll be seeing in many future MCU films and reviews as this podcast goes forward.
Right.
But of course, now we must get into the talking about the character's point. First and foremost, what did you think? Oh wait, no, we talked about the plot later. Yeah. What did you think of Edward Norton as Bruce Banner?
Oh, that's hard to say because I'm so used to Mark Ruffalo now. But I'll say this: I feel like Edward Norton does a little bit of a better job as Bruce Banner, considering the fact he's dealing with the Hulk.
Yes.
But with Mark Ruffalo, he's more experienced with the Hulk and tries to live with it, even with the disastrous results.
So basically what you're saying is Edward Norton was a better Bruce Banner. And
well, not entirely. Like, there were some parts to Norton's Banner that I just found not great.
No?
But I feel like if Mark Ruffalo started right with this movie, I feel like we could have gotten probably the same issue, but in a worse way, if that makes any sense.
Exactly right. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could probably tell that Edward Norton was not the first guy that they picked for this movie.
Probably not.
That's usually a thing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They almost never go with their first draft pick. They always have to switch things out after a while.
Well,
but like the dude from the X-Files was actually supposed to be the main guy for like Bruce Banner.
Really?
David DaVinci? I've never been able to say his last name.
It.
Yeah, he was the front runner. But believe it or not, the director's choice was Mark Ruffalo. The dude who directed this movie did want Mark Ruffalo. Universal said no, though.
Can you imagine, though?
Yeah, it's like he actually wanted this to go forward, but then they're like, no, we need Edward Norton. He's a much more known actor. People will know that. Like, the fact of the matter is, okay, I don't know that much about the Hulk comics, the Hulk anything, because from a lot of the members of the Avengers, Hulk and Thor have some of the most boring casts and stories of all the characters. Like, I love Captain America and I love Iron Man. I don't really like the Hulk very much. I loved the Hulk's popsicles as a kid, as you guys remember from the Iron Man review. But like, but there is one thing I do know about Bruce Banner. he's not supposed to be intimidating.
No,
that's
of course
the thing.
not.
He's supposed to be lanky. He's supposed to be weak. He's an egghead. He's the absolute dictionary definition of a nerd.
Yeah, and besides, when you look at comics logic, Bruce Banner is honestly one of the smartest minds in all of Marvel because this guy has a huge intellect. I want to say almost has around a 7th to a 9th level intellect.
Exactly.
This guy proves to be one of the really smart, and his brain can go toe to toe with the likes of Tony Stark and Reed Richards.
Exactly. Believe it or not, though, Edward Norton, it did not fit that profile at all. He does not. Edward Norton to me does not look like a weakling. If you've seen movies like American History X or Fight Club, you would know that he is a mean motherfucker. You know, because the fact of the matter is, if Edward Norton rolled up on me, it'd be like, don't hurt me. Because, he's got to be one of the scariest skinny dudes I've ever seen in any movie. So that's why it's when I look at Edward Norton playing Bruce Banner, I just see Edward Norton. I don't see Bruce Banner.
I know.
But then you look at Mark Ruffalo, that's Bruce Banner.
Yeah, but even though Edward Norton doesn't show the weak portrayal of Bruce Banner, at least he knows how to portray the intelligence of Banner, because there are parts of the movie where Bruce shows his intelligence, and I'm thinking to myself, well, that's how you do it. And I mean, sure the build's not right, but
believe it or not, They did say that Lou Ferrigno, the guy who originally played the Hulk in the 70s series, the original live-action Incredible Hulk, he actually gave Norton his blessing, believe it or not. He was saying that, you know what, nice. I do approve of this guy playing this character that I once played, which was, very nice. I do like how, even though many people back in those days would say no, these comic book shows they never last. Lou Ferrigno fully embraced it. I absolutely love that about him. But believe it or not, though, Lou Ferrigno was the voice of the Hulk in Hulk form. So basically, every time the Hulk screamed in this movie,
that was Ferrigno.
That was Lou Ferrigno doing the Hulk again.
Wow, is that a continuing trend in the other movies?
No, I'm pretty sure it's only in this movie.
Damn.
It's if I had to guess. The director publicly offered Ferrigno the chance to voice the Hulk in the movie in 2008 New York Comic Con. This marks the third time he's played the character, having also done it in the 1996 animated series as well as the 1978 live action show.
That's right, yeah. Lou Ferrigno is an interesting portrayal for the Hulk.
Yeah, believe it or not, the Hulk was only going to have one speaking line in the movie. He was going to say, Betty, to Betty when the movie was over. Yeah. But then of course they decided to give her more stuff leave me alone, Hulk smash.
Yeah. Hulk smash is the most iconic.
I know, it's I love Hulk smash so much, but it's not as good as It's Clobberin' Time.
Really?
I love It's Clobberin' Time more than Hulk smash.
Okay,
I'll say that.
Okay, well, what about Hulk as Strong as There Is? That's what
that's
what I have to say too.
That's a little bit better, but it's kind of something that fanboys use to defend the Hulk almost.
Hulk says it himself.
Well, yeah, but it's oh yeah, my mommy thinks I'm the strongest one there is. Yeah, Brucey, we understand. You're very big. You're very strong. Yeah. We get it.
Yeah, just wait until Thor gets raining god powers and he kicks your butt.
You're totally not gay at all, man. We get it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so final consensus: Edward Norton was very good, but he would very much easily be forgotten about, exactly like Terrence Howard would be in the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah, Purple Pants or not.
So if you guys love Edward Norton in other movies like Fight Club, Motherless Brooklyn, I'm pretty sure he's going to be in Knives Out 2, right?
That's what I heard,
yeah. Knives Out 2. Go see him in that on Netflix. Please support that.
Yeah.
But then, of course, we have another mainstay of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Betty Ross, played by Liv Tyler. I have to say,
boy.
I do think that Liv Tyler plays Betty very well.
Yeah,
honestly.
me too.
Because it's kind of a mainstay of the Marvel Universe to have very strong women characters, but it didn't really start out that way outside of Pepper and Iron Man.
I guess not, but I mean, when you compare Betty to Pepper,
There is nothing. You honestly can't do it.
No, no, there is no comparison. I mean, Betty has her moments because, well, she's considered like she's smart like Banner, which is good. But
Yeah,
I just wish she did a little more.
I know, like, the thing about Liv Tyler's acting, like, she's very subdued in her performances. Like, she always underplays everything. For instance, let me look up a few things.
Underplays. That sounds like a bad thing.
She was in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I honestly did not know about that, believe it or not. That's because, of course, everybody knows that she is the biological daughter of the lead singer of Aerosmith, Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
Very big famous father and all that. She was in Ad Astra with Brad Pitt.
That movie. I remember
years
that.
ago. Yep, that's right. I'm trying so hard to remember all the movies she was in, but I can't really bring anything up at the moment.
But honestly, the way she portrays Betty Ross, again, it's good, but it's just like you wish there was a little bit more here. I mean, she's not like one-dimensional, but you wish she, had a little bit more something or something that stuck out.
Exactly, but the fact of the matter is she's just Bruce's girlfriend. Like, that's all she is. She's just something for Bruce and the fans to ogle over,
Yeah.
Because the fact of the matter is, I'm actually reading these facts right now. Liv Tyler was attracted to the love story aspect of the story and was a big fan of the 70s show as a kid. Humanity and Banner is going to make it through it. She was called about the role while driving home from another job, and she accepted the part a day later. She didn't even read the script, and she said yes. If you're a professional actor, never say yes without reading the script, and she did.
Well,
The fact of the matter is, you have to always read what you're saying, otherwise you're going to regret it later.
I guess so. I guess
my God.
that's one little hint for all you future actors out there. Just remember, get a copy of the script first before you say anything.
Yeah, but I do know what is very nice though. Liv Tyler and Edward Norton spent hours discussing Betty and Bruce's childhood lives, while they were making the movie. It's like they got very close on the set. They wanted their camera chemistry to be as good as their on-camera chemistry.
Which is always good.
Yeah, which is why they were so comfortable with each other. I didn't think that they were the best performed characters, but I did believe that they did get along with each other.
Absolutely,
Which
yeah.
is very
When you have
nice,
chemistry with actors, it proves that you can still have lifelong friends and not lifelong feuds and battle of egos like certain bald-headed people.
Yep. She compared playing Betty in this role to playing a deer caught in headlights.
Really?
Basically, because half the movie she was just staring at crap that wasn't there.
Yeah, you're dealing with VFX here, so it makes sense, but also...
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
It's like, whoa, that's a whole lot of nothing.
Look at all that! Nothing.
So basically, I would say that Liv Tyler performed her job well. I just wish she did it better.
Yeah, but that woman's got a temper, though.
Oh, you know what?
That whole scene in New York?
Yeah, she does. Remember when she was finally able to emote, yelling at the taxi driver?
Yeah.
I really do think that was very funny. I really did appreciate that.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. The fact of the matter is, I did very much enjoy that scene when it's like, okay, she finally let loose. I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
That's one way to do it.
Oh my god. So, yep, thumbs up-ish for Liv Tyler as Betty.
Nubs up, as we put it.
Okay, and then we have one of the greatest intricacies of the Marvel Cinematic Universe villain roster, Tim Roth as the Abomination.
I look at Tim Roth and I'm looking, he's just a muscular built Draco Malfoy.
Oh my god, yeah. Me, I love Tim Roth in almost every Tarantino movie that he's ever been in.
Well, that's what he's in. All right.
Yep, he was in Pulp Fiction. He was in Reservoir Dogs.
Was he in Inglourious Bastards?
I don't think so.
Because I had this weird feeling that he was.
I know that he was in The Hateful Eight from 2015 or so.
Yeah, Hateful Eight. Oof.
Yep. We'll be talking about the Tarantino movies one of these days, my friend.
But Tim Roth, him playing Blonsky, his way of playing Blonsky is very interesting because it just feels like he's a tough guy that wants to prove himself, right?
Okay, ask me if you believe this. Emil Blonsky, the character, is Russian. believe it or not.
Yes.
Like, that is a Russian character. Tim Roth is British.
Yes.
And it really doesn't work.
Hold on, there's context in the movie. Like, Blonsky was born in Russia,
Yeah, but
he was too young to speak it, so he moved to England.
Yeah,
His
but
family moved to England.
I find that just all the ways not right. Like, it basically, it becomes a problem with many of the villains in Phase 1 of the MCU. They're just not built right. Like, they're, like, mostly there, they're almost there, but, like, the fact of the matter is, like, if, like, a character is born in Russia, he should be Russian. Like, that's the fact of the matter is,
Colossus?
yeah, but, like, then, of course, we'll get to those movies later.
Yeah.
Basically, he's part of the Royal Marine Commandos, loaned to Ross, who is obsessed with getting as strong as the Hulk because he's Russian. They must be strongest one there is.
Yeah,
And it's
it's Soviet Russia, so we stronger than Hulk.
But I do like this, though. Tim Roth took the job to make his sons happy because they were also Marvel comic fans.
So there you go.
And I'm thinking, okay, I do like that.
Yeah,
Like, that
but
was
on
very
the
nice.
on the bright side, at least he played a more decent villain than what Arnold Schwarzenegger did back in '97.
Oh my goodness, Tim Roth watched the 2003 movie to get himself ready for the role.
I spoke too soon.
Why?
I spoke too soon.
Okay. Look, he stopped halfway through as he did not want to get caught up in the controversy over the film's lackluster quality and to compare himself to it. He wanted to do better than that movie, so he didn't even finish the movie.
Well,
Which I think that's funny.
I'll give him props for that. At least his portrayal of Abomination, it works, but you know, it's not perfect.
Yep. Okay, so I am seeing that basically Tim Roth came up with the idea for him to be a soldier because in the original comics he was a member of the KGB, of the Russian military. The director of Incredible Hulk was a fan of Tim Roth's work. It was really great seeing a normal Cockney boy become a superhero, which I think that's pretty funny. Weirdly enough, though, nobody else aside from the director wanted Tim Roth to be in the movie.
Seriously?
Marvel was against it. Edward Norton hated working with him.
Oh,
It's just like, you could tell that's why they had so little scenes together. They opted not to be in the same room
That
as much as
explains
possible.
a lot.
Yeah, basically it's like, I hate this guy. Why'd you bring him here? Oh my god. Believe it or not, he was actually going to be in the Punisher reboot. He was actually going to play the Punisher Frank Castle before he got cast in this.
Oh my god.
Which I'm thinking that was better. The Punisher Warzone still sucked, but at least it didn't suck as bad as it would have been if Tim Roth was in the movie.
I guess not, but yikes.
He was actually prepared. Tim Roth was actually prepared for the part by learning to shoot guns into and break into rooms. Basically, it's like he trained to shoot actual firearms. He actually practiced to break down doors with just his body, which is actually like
That's one way to get in shape.
because he's a really tiny guy. Like,
Yeah, how tall is he?
I would have to hold on.
Is he he's like 5'3" or something?
Let me just do a quick double check of Tim Roth's height.
Oh my god.
He's 5'7".
Jeez. Wait, that's not tiny.
Which means it's like
It's like a couple inches shorter than us.
Yeah, but
we're about 6 foot.
But like, mind you, we could like look down at him. So the fact of the matter is that like he can break through doors and we can't. It's like, okay, I'll definitely give him props for that.
I guess. But let
me just do a little bit more facts about this guy. He found it tough to shoot the chase scenes because to show that Blonsky's aging, he could not work out. So this thing is like, they're like trying to portray Abomination's man, Emil Blonsky, as like this older, aging soldier who wants to be strong again. But let me look up how old Tim Roth was when he made this movie.
Okay, this movie was about 13 years ago, so...
Which, like, believe it or not, Tim Roth is actually a lot older than he looks. Like, that's the matter is because... I actually did not know this. When like he made the movie, he was 47 years old, which is nuts. Which
so if my math's right, he's
60 now, which is nuts. I honestly didn't know that, and that means that if he ever comes back to play the Abomination, he's gonna be 60 playing that character.
Well, this should be interesting.
Which will be really awesome. I
but
think.
Can we just say the look of Abomination just looks weird in this movie?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like,
not
the matter
one,
is, like,
not comic accurate.
No,
and two,
it's not.
He looks like a mutated, dried up skeleton with some of the flesh.
He looks like baby vomit. Like that's what he looks like. Yeah, like, he looks like that weird beige beigeish color, like when like a baby throws up something it doesn't like. Like, basically it's like he's also bald too, which is like,
I mean, Abomination is known not to have hair or anything on his head.
True. And you know what? This man has no pointy ears. Worst villain design ever.
Yeah, worst villain ever. 0 out of 10. But still.
This that one thing. Maybe more often.
I mean, this was Hulk's blood we're dealing with here, so...
Tim Roth found it difficult to run while pulled with a harness, which was used to show the injected Blonsky's 30 to 40 miles an hour running ability. So basically,
a harness?
Like he you saw that when he was running before he transformed, he was running with a harness on.
Yeah.
It's just like, bruh, seriously? Let's see about this. He enjoyed working with the motion capture, which reminded him of Fringe Theater, which is like really nice. Non-traditional in style or subject matter, which it's like really nice.
I guess.
He hired his trainer from his time working on the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes movie to help him get into the mindset of a monster.
There you go.
Which I'm thinking, okay, that's like really nice. I enjoyed Tim Roth being the villain to an extent.
Yeah, he wasn't perfect.
No, he was not perfect, but considering how bad it could have been, it was very flawed, but it worked enough to get us through the movie. The fact of the matter is, the fact that we have such a very talented and well-known actor playing a very well-known supervillain to a very well-known hero, I can respect it, even though I won't remember it, unless we get more from Abomination in the future.
I think we will, but who knows?
Basically, they shoved Abomination into the back of the Marvel corners like, circle of life.
Yeah, just wait until we get better control, and then we'll bring you back.
And then
How long will that take?
Infinity Saga.
Yeah, there you go.
And then, okay, so I would definitely give the somewhat thumbs up, a little bit higher than Betty Ross, but not as high as Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Then, of course, we have... Okay, so we're not going to be talking about this one a lot, but I will be saying it's definitely one of the negative implications of the MCU going forward. Mr. Dr. Samuel Stearns is in this movie. The Leader has a small role in this. The Leader is the guy that Banner sends his blood samples to, and the guy... Okay, after seeing The Leader and other Marvel material very recently, I have to say... The potential was there for Marvel to tap into it, and they still can. It's just that it's been almost 15 years, and we still have no idea what happened to Mr. Samuel Stearns, because after he's knocked out, the Hulk's blood gets into him and his brain starts to swell.
He's always going to become the leader, sure, but then we get nothing of that, and I'm thinking to myself...
We never see him again. Now, mind you, the second he does come back, future us, this podcast is going to be dated. So basically, always call back to this as many times as you can. But basically, what I do think about it is, I always like the stories where the most meekest of people becoming the most ruthless of villains is always awesome. It's like the fact of the matter is, Stearns seems like the kind of character who feels like he wants to help, but he also wants to be the smartest man in the room. Like basically,
so you're saying like he's insecure?
Yes, very much so. It's like, I know everything. Humans are inferior to my magnificent intelligence. It's like,
so what?
Yeah, that's it. So what? He's just a green, smart little man. That's all he is.
Yeah, it's like one of the aliens from Toy Story had a brain blast.
Yes, basically, it's like. We know that there's going to be a She-Hulk series coming into the MCU next year, which will be the first solo Hulk thing to happen since this movie.
Yeah.
And of course, we have other Hulk projects coming from Disney too in the near future. I would like either Abomination or The Leader or both of them to be the villains of those series.
Well, Abomination is confirmed for the She-Hulk show,
which is good. Okay, thank goodness for that. I would love The Leader to be controlling him, which I think would be absolutely awesome.
Considering this is based around like She-Hulk, She-Hulk has dealt with The Leader a couple times, so I have a feeling The Leader could come back. But I don't know. Definitely
so. That's all, folks. Okay,
Porky Pig, calm it down.
So basically, all we're saying is Samuel Stearns is there. He's there to be acknowledged that there is the leader in the MCU somewhere.
Wasted potential.
We just don't know where he is. So he's fine. Moving on. the even smaller role of Dr. Leonard Samson. I did not know who the hell Samson was until I saw other Marvel material. And I'm thinking, oh, so he's kind of important.
Yeah, and in the comics, he's like a colleague to Bruce Banner and kind of helps him with his Hulk troubles sometimes.
Yeah, because I think the matter is that's another thing. I keep demanding to know why the heck Rick Jones is not in the MCU, not helping Bruce in the lab and stuff like that. Yeah. Samson could have been the MCU's version of Rick Jones, but nope, Samson is never seen again after this movie as well.
Great.
Which really does stinks because he's played by a very amazing actor, Ty Burrell from Modern Family.
Oh, that guy's amazing.
Which is very interesting. He was in Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Of course.
He was in Finding Dory.
Really?
He was in Storks, that one movie that Warner Brothers made that was really fun.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah, I'll try to find out who he was in Finding Dory. He was Bailey.
Oh, that guy, the beluga whale.
The annoying whale. I hated
He was
that
not
whale.
that annoying. He was kind of funny.
We're going to have a lot of opinions once we get to Disney movies, because I'll finally be able to show how I felt after seeing these movies for the first time.
And I have a bad feeling that I'm going to try my best to defend here, and this guy's just going to ruin it.
Basically, okay, so Samson is the guy that Betty boinks while Bruce is off in Brazil. Basically, is all that. Burrell had performed with Norton in an off-Broadway show 5 years ago, and when the director met him, he recognized him as the asshole from Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead movie.
Is that the actual quote?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Basically, it's that was him. I saw the movie recently. He was the asshole in that movie.
Oh my god.
He was basically like the rich guy in the zombie apocalypse. I have a boat, but I'm not going to take any of you with me. And then he dies.
What a jerk!
Yeah, you should totally see that movie.
Oh, God.
Which was how Samson was characterized in the movie before Edward Norton rewrote it. He's like, nobody's going to want to see you as the jerk in 2 movies. But
so...
my goodness.
Yeah.
So he did fine. He actually had one of my favorite moments in the movie. It's like when Thunderbolt Ross goes after Betty and Bruce, and it's raining outside. Ross comes outside the house, and Samson's on the porch. He says just how disappointed he is. It's like, if I had you as a father-in-law, I'd be running away too. It's something along those lines. It's like Samson recognized just how not good of a person Ross is.
Oh, we'll get to that.
It's like, you don't deserve a daughter like Betty. She definitely deserves a father like me. I hate him. I hate him so much.
We'll get there.
It's so bad because I write characters like Thunderbolt Ross all the time. He's one of my go-to character archetypes. And I'm thinking to myself, every time I hate him, it's like, good. As long as I do this in my stories, as long as I emulate this, it should be fine.
Yeah, let's hope so.
If we ever see Ty Burrell doing that, maybe he'll be dating She-Hulk in the new show. but then of course maybe not. So yeah, he did fine for a very talented actor in another throwaway role.
Yeah.
Then of course we have one of the longest running roles of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Mr. William Hurt as Thaddeus Ross.
Okay, Thunderbolt Ross is an interesting one.
Yes.
This guy, he appears here. And then it takes him 8 years to come back?
Yeah, they actually bring him back many years later.
Everyone lost their collective minds when they found out he was going to be back. I was like, seriously? That jerk? Oh, great.
But then of course he's a very important character to the Marvel Universe. We can't have him without him.
I know, but and eventually with the way the MCU is going, it's only a matter of time before that Thunderbolt Ross gets an injection and somehow he becomes the Red Hulk. But I don't know.
Yeah, because I have mixed feelings about Mr. William Hurt. The fact of the matter is, they said that he was hired because, quote unquote, nobody is better at going from 0 to 100 as well as William Hurt, and I don't agree with that.
That wasn't 0 to 100. His performance was more 0 to
49. He didn't even make it to 50.
Not even 69.
Not even 60.
Wow.
I'm thinking to myself, when I think of Thunderbolt Ross, I think of the aviator sunglasses, the very overt military hat, the very big bushy mustache, and I'm thinking to myself, William Hurt is not intimidating at all.
No.
In fact, the mayor is like, Thunderbolt Ross is, I can't do it on the podcast. It's like there's like people listening. I could emulate the voice. It's like, you listen here, maggot. I'm going to catch that Hulk if it's the last thing I do. It's like, but then of course, William Hurt doesn't do that.
No, he's more like, how do you describe it?
Basically, it's like, you're going to do this for me. No, he's doing a very smooth, very cool, calm and collected.
That's not military. That's more like a police chief.
Yeah, exactly. He's playing a police chief that has too high a ranking. That's exactly what it is. And you'll believe it or not, I saw William Hurt in the 1998 remake of Lost in Space. That they made. It was awful.
That bad, huh?
Yeah, it was. I hated every moment he was on screen. I'm thinking to myself, it's like, this guy is as wooden. This thing, he is as wooden as this dresser I'm standing next to. That's how wooden this man is.
Jeez, that's I'm sure was he as much of a plank of wood as Link in Ocarina of Time?
No, I'm pretty sure Link is a bigger piece of wood.
That is true. Yes,
I'm thinking that much. They compared Ross to Captain Ahab from Moby Dick, which is actually really true, honestly. Because Captain Ahab's whole thing is that he will catch Moby Dick if it's the last thing he does and prove that he's better. And that's exactly what Ross's whole thing is. He will
you're right.
He will capture the Hulk if it's the last thing
he does.
Yeah, right?
But it's just, you're not supposed to like Ross. And the stuff he does is just, it's questionable because, well, he subjects Blonsky to the super soldier serum-ish, and then it just spiraled out of control.
It really does so. Believe it or not, the Hulk is actually William Hurt's favorite superhero, believe it or not, which is actually crazy. And his son is also a big fan. So this was a double win for there. It's like, I did this for me and my kid.
It was like, really? It's like, yeah, the Hulk's my favorite, and my son likes him, so there we go. I'm like, oh, gotcha.
He found the making of the movie very different from the typical pure anxiety of a movie studio. Finding
pure anxiety?
Yeah, because like it was a very different experience to like working on any other movie, because it's like, this is superhero cinema. It's very different from regular cinema, and he's very true.
This is very different from regular cinema. Wow, that's a bit much.
He described Ross as being humiliated by Hulk's presence. He actually sees and recognizes that it's more developed than his own. Even though he's a patriot and a warrior to his country, he's going to sacrifice everything for the sole purpose of not only protecting humanity, but protecting his space at the top of the food chain. Which I think is nice.
Okay, I guess that makes sense, I guess.
I do like this little snippet here, though. Like, once we get to the later films of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we'll be touching back on when William Hurt comes back to play that Thunderbolt Ross. But he did say, when he was called back for Civil War, he said, when I was brought into the Incredible Hulk, Ross, who was right out of the graphic novel type of character, there was much of a cartoonish in there. I wanted my future appearances to be less silly, less zany, and more realistic.
And that worked. It kind of paid off.
And it did work. I created a Thunderbolt Ross before, which created a big thing for monsters, for making him a human monster.
Yeah, and going a little bit into the future of the MCU, Ross is a general, and then by Civil War, he turns out to be Secretary of State. How the hell does that happen?
I know, it's so weird, right?
I bet it was like this. Ross, you successfully destroyed Harlem. Good, we hate that place. You've been promoted. I'm like, oh my god, no, that's not it.
Oh wait, did like he actually say that in the movie?
No. It's just a joke I heard, but still, everyone's just been weird.
You want to know like another fun thing? Sam Elliott actually wanted to come back to play Thunderbolt Ross in this movie because he played it in the 2003 film. And of course, you know what happened. They said no.
Oh yeah,
which show sucks because, okay, Sam Elliott is closer to Thunderbolt Ross than William Hurt is.
I guess.
But the thing about it is Sam Elliott has a very great voice, but he's not intimidating. He's very
Is Sam Elliott now a premier voice actor?
No. I mean, it's like I think that he's going to be a regular on Family Guy for like the next few years, though.
Oh, okay.
But like he's very calming and comforting. When you hear his smooth southern tones, you know that you can just relax in your seat and everything will be groovy.
Yeah, don't turn this into an ASMR, please. That's not what we're about.
It's like Sam Elliott is not Thunderbolt Ross. He tried as hard as he could, but he just couldn't do it. So thank you, Sam. Just no, though.
Yeah, don't call us, we'll call you, and no.
Basically, it's like Robert Downey Jr. was actually uncredited and did not get paid for appearing as Tony Stark in the movie, which was actually very interesting. He only appeared because Disney said him so. Like, the fact of the matter is, like,
Well, yeah.
he had like no plans to be at the end of the movie, but they actually told him to do it. Like, basically, it's like,
are you sure?
Marvel
Your
Studios
movie was
said that.
successful. Think about it, man.
He actually
Oh, yeah.
acknowledged as it was a very smart move because when he was promoting his movie, he would have had to have mentioned their other productions. You see that Stan Lee is the guy who gets the gamma poisoning
Yeah, that was fun.
from Bruce's blood, which I thought was really amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
I find that absolutely hilarious. Basically, okay, let me take a look. Oh, that's actually really interesting. I did not know about
What?
that. Do you remember the guy who died a month ago, Michael K. Williams?
Yeah.
Basically, he was in this movie. Believe it or not.
Really?
He was actually a bystander in Harlem at the front set of one of the shots during the final fight. Basically reprising, quote unquote, his no, hold on. It says, like, a role that was written for him by Norton. Edward Norton gave him the role, which I thought was really nice.
Whoa.
He was a fan of his performance in The Wire, which I'm thinking, that is really nice. I'm thinking about that. Like, you gave this man, you put him in the MCU, and now I'll never be able to unsee it.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
The guy who voiced Bruce Banner in the 1966 Marvel cartoon appears as the pizza shop owner.
I knew there was something familiar about this
That's
guy.
crazy, right? That was the Hulk's first VA, which I'm thinking.
Who would have thought?
That's awesome. The late Bill Bixby, who played the Hulk in another show, is in his scene. Banner's watching at the start of the movie. That's one of the guys that like you see on the TV.
Yeah.
Which I think that is really great. Another dude is. We got like martial arts experts, Brazilian actresses, like so many different amazing people are just there playing all of
Like
these
the
different
passion's
kinds.
there. Yes.
Let's see about this. Oh my god. And yes, we cannot forget one of the coolest cameos that like transcended the entirety of the MCU. We won't spoil one of them, but this is the second one that I absolutely loved. You know the nerd that like was there when like the college nerd who was gotten the pizza that like Bruce snuck into the campus?
Yeah.
That dude is Peter Parker's science teacher from Homecoming.
What?
Which I'm thinking...
Wait. What?
The teacher that took them to the Washington Monument. That's the college kid who got the pizza when Bruce snuck in.
Was that the... But...
It's the same actor, which I thought was awesome.
Wow. That's... Wow.
Which
I did not see that coming.
You didn't even know about that one, right? I'm
Wow.
thinking that's absolutely fantastic. Kevin Feige confirmed himself. He's the guy who rehired him over almost a decade later.
Of
I'm thinking
course.
it's like, we got to keep these things going. This is a shared universe after all.
Yeah.
And after that, that's all the characters. Now we have to go through the plot. Little by little. Okay, so basically the movie opens up with Ross telling Bruce Banner that they're trying to do the thing about making people immune to gamma radiation as part of the super soldier experiment. We'll be getting to that in a future Marvel movie. I'm thinking, oh, so the super soldier thing was way back then too.
Yeah.
Got it. Basically, they tried to recreate it with Banner and it doesn't work. He becomes the Hulk. Of
course.
I actually didn't think because, Bruce Banner has killed people in the MCU. And I'm thinking to myself, that's something that's hardly ever brought up. And I don't like it very much.
Oh?
Basically, like, the fact of the matter is, like, I do consider Bruce Banner to be one of the most peaceful people in the entirety of Marvel, even more of a pacifist than Hank Pym is.
Really?
Because the fact of the matter is, like, I know for a fact that in the comics, if Bruce Banner had ever killed anybody as the Hulk, that would be it. He would just immediately kill himself.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, this movie just says, oh yeah, he killed a bunch of people, then like ran away to South America, and then started to do yoga, and then everything was fine. It's like, that's not great.
Wait. I'm trying to... That doesn't fit right.
No.
There's like something missing there.
Actually, wait, no. Instead of it being like 5 months, it's 5 years. Okay,
Yeah.
so I guess over 5 years, maybe he got used to, because like Maya Bella, but of course, then you see Mark Ruffalo in the future movies portraying this same character of Bruce Banner. He does not look or act like someone who has murdered people.
Yeah, I know. Not to mention the fact there was that whole scene in Avengers like I shoot myself with the bullet. The other guy spits it out. I'm like,
Oh,
crap.
I forgot about that. So yeah, he does actually try to kill himself, but
Yep.
it's like Hulk won't let it happen.
Yeah.
It's like
Hulk is that durable.
It's like, if I go, I'm taking you with me.
Nope.
Okay, yeah. And then, like, basically it sets up the whole movie. Hulk blows up the lab, kills a bunch of people, hurts Betty and the General, and basically Ross wants to capture the Hulk to weaponize him or something like that. That's fine, I guess. Like I already mentioned about the Hulk killing people thing. Like, we've already gone through that. Banner working at the bottle center. Like, me, I work with bottles. I've been working with bottles for 3 to 4 years now. Like, the fact of the matter is, like, I know it can be a very aggressive, like, grimy work, and I definitely seen, like, the worst of the worst. The people that Bruce works with here, like, hits way too close to home for me, honestly. But then, of course, you see him connecting to Mr. Blue, Samuel Stearns, about, like, getting the cure. But then, of course, Stan Lee gets corrupted by the blood. He gets the gamma poisoning in a very funny scene, which is, like, very nice.
That was funny. It's like,
Wow. Oh, no.
I'm like, oh, man.
And then we're introduced to Tim Roth as the bad guy. It's like, he comes off as a very interesting, He's like,
Yeah.
Emil Brodsky, at your service.
He's a bit pompous.
He's very pompous, but you know what? He works some of the times. But then, of course, we have to talk about the action scenes, especially the one at the bottle place when the guys with the guns are trying to take down the Hulk. They do a very good job of setting up how gross and intimidating he is.
Yeah, I will admit, like, some of the action in this movie was really interesting, and, like, the way some of the scenes were set up, it almost kind of felt a bit like a horror film, almost, because, like, the Hulk is in the dark, you don't see what he looks like, you get flashes or something.
Exactly.
And then he appears, and you're like, oh, crap.
Like, oh god, it's just like running all throughout the city, just wrecking stuff and shooting things. It's really good cinematography and action, and I really did enjoy that, first part of the movie.
And this movie confirmed for me that your heart rate can go over 200 beats per minute, which I never thought was possible.
Which is like, I really wanted to call crap on that, because it's like, oh wow, so every time his thing goes over 200, the Hulk just pops out. I mean, it's like, we shouldn't make rules like that.
I
for
mean,
comic
if you're
book stories.
angry, your heart rate does go up a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
but like, you can't put a label on angry. Anything can be angry. Like, the fact of the matter is, like, your heart rate can go up no matter what happens. Basically, the fact of the matter is, like, I wanted the Hulk to only come out when Bruce was like, upset about something. Like, I think that should be the only time when, like, the Hulk does it, or Bruce lets him out.
Right.
Like, that's just be the only 2 instances right there.
I guess that makes sense.
And then, of course, Banner goes back to the U.S. He dresses up like as the pizza guy.
And sneaks past the security, goes past the security guard, who, fun fact, is played by Lou Ferrigno.
That's it, yeah. He was also the security guy.
Yeah, so I'm thinking to myself, well, that's one way to do it. And also, it proves that campus security, it's sometimes, it's not the best.
It's tone deaf for people who...
Whoa, that's a little...
Get it?
I know, but that's like a dark... That's a bit dark.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like,
and then, of course, we have a very tender-ish reunion with Bruce and Betty.
I guess.
And then, of course, Ross messes it up. Be like...
what a jerk! like the literal helicopter parent, if you will.
Oh my god, yes. I would say Thunderbolt Ross is the ultimate helicopter parent. Like, he
rides in a helicopter!
He is the ultimate example of taking things too far. Basically, be like, just brings the whole frickin' military because a boy is seeing my daughter. I'm gonna blow himself up, his family up. He's gonna blow everybody up.
I know, it's nuts.
And then basically, okay, so we see that everybody was tipped off because of Dr. Samson causing the Hulk to appear and blow up the military, which was another great action scene. We see that Bruce and Betty run away together. The Hulk freaking cripples Blonsky, which I thought was...
Yeah, I'm thinking to myself, yikes, no way's coming back from that.
What does he slam into? A tree or a tank? As I remember, he
It was
slams into something.
I think it was a tree.
Yeah.
Like, I know for a fact, Hulk throws a tank and destroys it.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't do the hammer throw thing, but still. And then I think he throws Blonsky right into a tree. It's like, oh,
It's like,
man.
oh, God.
Like the minute Blonsky hit the tree, I heard the impact. I felt it. And I was like, oh.
I don't think booty cheeks are supposed to bend that way.
I don't think they're supposed to bend at all.
Oh my goodness. But then of course we see them like looking down at Blonsky's like, I want to be strong. Make me strong. And it's like, okay. It's your funeral.
All right, your funeral, man. Let's do it.
But then of course we get to the on the scene at the motel where like they're trying to figure out their like next move.
Yeah, and
they have to get to New York City to go see Dr. Stearns, and then they try to have sex. But then his heartbeat goes over 200 and says, I'm sorry, it's not you, it's my heart. Oh.
That's not a lame excuse.
No, it's like, I would just love to tell like my like future girlfriend, I'm sorry, it's not you, it's my heart. It's not.
And she'd be like, wait, is your heart not in the
Shut
right
up!
place?
It makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
But then of course we have like a very nice moment when they when they like start to realize they love each other. They really, really, really do, but they can't be together.
Because of the Hulk being the middleman.
And that is the ultimate tragedy. Just like a Thunderbolt Ross is the ultimate helicopter parent, Hulk is the ultimate third wheel. And
Yeah.
he is the dictionary definition. Of a third wheel.
But they also mentioned purple pants.
Oh, does he wear purple pants in this?
Vader tried on purple pants and he was like,
No, we're
I'm
not
like,
doing
no,
that.
come on!
Which stinks because purple pants are awesome against green skin.
Yeah, purple stretchy pants.
Yeah, it's great, honestly. Okay, well, then we go to the scene in New York where they're driving in the taxi. It's like, you brought somebody who can't get excited to New York City. The dictionary definition of excited.
Yeah, possibly the most aggressive city in the United States.
And then like we see the one moment when like Liv Tyler finally gets to act and yells at the cab driver.
And I'm thinking to myself, where was that like 20 minutes ago?
Yeah, it's like, but I also love the look that Edward Norton gives her. It's like, I love you. it's like I've seen that look so many times. Like when your girl does something you find is irresistible.
Oh
like,
yeah, I can live. I've seen it.
For some dudes like me, it's when your woman gets mad at something. Like that's like what matters. Like I'm not sure what it is. I think it's because I was surrounded by so many feminine figures, like leader figures in my life. I like aggressive women, but then of course, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
We go to Stearns. He shows the lab of the blood samples after trying to help Bruce. Is like, oh, this guy is not really a good guy, is he? No.
You think?
But then of course we try to help. It doesn't work. The whole city starts to fall apart before the Hulk is captured. Tim Roth is turned into the Abomination,
and name fits because again,
he looks really bad.
Like I said, melted skeleton.
Yeah, like he looks like he's got the melted skeleton, the very nasty looking face and skin tone with bald head. It just doesn't look great at all. But then of course. We have the scene of teasing the leader, which never goes anywhere. Ross is carting Betty and Bruce off, but then they look down and realize the military can't fight this thing, so they have to use Hulk to do it, but he can't change. And then he realized the only way to do it is to jump out of the helicopter and hope the Hulk catches their fall.
What
which
kind of? What if? You're basing it on a what if?
You want to know what would have been really awesome? Because there's like more than one way. I may be remembering the movie wrong, but I think it would have been really easy if Betty had just kissed him. His heart rate would have gone up, giving the Hulk a more reason to break out, and then like she whispers, "I love you." And then like
that sets him off.
And then like Bruce walks to the end of the helicopter. He says, "I know." And then like falls out of the helicopter.
I don't know.
No,
I feel like that would make it a little better, but I don't know.
I know. I'm doing everything I can to fix these scenes.
Yeah. At least the final fight of the movie is honestly one of the best parts.
It honestly looks really nice.
Yes.
It honestly looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. Seeing these two Colossus figures beating each other up over what's clearly a CG New York City. Like the fact that the city looks really fake, but I do like that the Hulk and the Abomination fighting is decently done. I did appreciate that.
Yeah, it's kind of simple as a fact. And the fact that, like, Abomination for most of the fight is taunting Hulk, that really sets him off and wants him to really almost strangle him. Because, like, he keeps talking. It's like, you really want to kill him. Like, strangle him with that ball and chain. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's one way to get ticked at him.
It really does show that a lot of the original founding members of Marvel had, like, a lot of Russian and German adversaries. When, like, you think about it. Like, Captain America had Red Skull, Iron Man had Red Dynamo, Hulk had Russian-born Abomination.
Yeah, and Thor had...
Because, like, mind you, Black Widow was a Russian villain. So
right, but in terms of the context of the movies, nope.
No, but of course, like, Thor, like, I really don't count him because he's technically not from Earth.
True.
But then, of course, the Nazis use the Norse mythology and stuff. So
yeah.
technically it does have a connection, if not a broad one.
Yeah.
I do see this as still a continuation of the fight against capitalism and communism. Shows the fact of which one is stronger, which one can beat each other up the biggest.
I guess that makes sense.
And it shows that the Abomination, okay, this scene does have a neat parallel to the end of Man of Steel, where, like, Abomination is going to kill Ross and Betty, because unless the Banner does something, Banner almost strangles him to death with a chain.
But unlike Man of Steel,
and doesn't kill him this time.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. I'm actually thinking about it. Because, like, oh wow, that's actually what happens. It shows that the Hulk is not a monster. But then, of course, we cut eight years later, Ross still hasn't learned a goddamn thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, my goodness. So then we already told you guys. Abomination is defeated and sent to lockup. Betty and Bruce say their goodbyes. He goes to Canada to go live out his fantasies for, like, 4 more years. And then Tony tells Ross that there's something bigger coming on the horizon.
Yeah.
I do think that the movie ends is, like, very nice, like, showing that, okay, so we're back to square one, but not really. There are things happening in the background we just can't see yet. We just have to wait.
Yeah, exactly.
And I always like that, even if the majority of the movie was not totally all the way there, you know, even if it wasn't like, oh goodness gracious.
Yeah, I guess.
We got to be doing all these different things and all these different motivations and stuff like that. It just keeps going and going. But you know what? I will say this, though. I did want to look this one up. Tim Roth did voice Abomination in his appearance in one of the most recent Marvel movies. Because, like, just so you guys know, Abomination does appear again. But we can't tell you where. Because, you know, that might spoil you guys.
Yeah.
But Tim Roth did voice him, which shows that he's definitely coming back, which I am very much happy about, to, like, be seeing that in the far future.
Wow.
Let's go take a look at some of the awards and some of the critics' ones.
I bet in terms of awards it wasn't much.
This movie won 0 awards.
That's what I thought.
But it was nominated for many other awards.
Like?
It was nominated for a Choice Action Summer Movie Award at the Teen Choice Awards in 2008. It was the movie and Edward Norton were nominated for National Movie Awards. The movie was nominated for a Saturn Award in 2009 for best sci-fi movie.
Right.
But, like, most of the movie's nominations came from the Scream Awards in 2008, which only focuses on horror, sci-fi, and fantasy movies.
I guess.
Basically, the movie was nominated for best fantasy movie and best remake, best comic book movie, best line, Hulk smash.
Wow.
Edward Norton was nominated for best fantasy actor and best and a superhero actor, which I'm thinking, okay, they could have at least won 1 award. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fun fact too. The guy who wrote this movie, the guy who, like, did the original draft before everything happened, before Edward Norton did all of his rewrites. Did you know other stuff that Mr. Zach Penn did?
What?
He was the guy who came up with the story for 2012's The Avengers, which basically is like alongside Joss Whedon. But then this dude also wrote the scripts for X2 and X-Men 3: The Last Stand.
Okay, I
So
can
basically
see
it's
where
like-
he went. Okay, one side, it makes sense. The other side, what happened?
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, okay, so you wrote those, and then you also wrote that. Got it. Basically, that's all very much figured out right there. Scooming through the production notices, they modeled the Gamma Machine exactly like it was way back in the old series, which I thought was cool. They used the sets based on the older projects.
It's
So
clever.
like-
And it's a nice little Easter egg for those who actually grew up with that show.
exactly.
I'm sure
right?
I'm sure it had its fans.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more honestly. The first draft of this movie was actually written back in 1996.
What?
Which is nuts. So
Wait,
basically,
wait, this was done even way before the Ang Lee Hulk.
yeah, basically it's like they were like pumping out superhero scripts left and right,
Yeesh.
and of course you know Hollywood. They just love to reuse stuff that didn't work before but think will work now.
Yeah, tell that to a lot of studios.
Totally right. Basically, they commented on the uncertainty of its relationship with other movies they filmed. And let's take a look at some filming things. Let's see. To help cut carbon emissions and created waste, a lot of like green companies joined the making of the movie to try to capitalize on the green nature of the Hulk.
I guess that makes sense.
Which basically the construction department used a lot of things to make the forest in the movie. Apparently, the forest was not real. That's because remember when it falls into the jungle of Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, cut down. Yep, they use a lot of hybrid cars to film the chase scenes. They used yellow pine. The wood was recycled or given to environmental organizations, cloth bags, biodegradable food containers, all that stuff.
That explains why the eventual Blu-ray of the movie is green.
Oh yeah, I love that about it. I absolutely do.
So I guess if you want to go green like the Hulk.
Exactly right.
guess.
Oh, good lord.
I mean, I do remember this. When I was a kid, this movie had a lot of promotion because I remember this show on NBC called American Gladiators, and one of their episodes was totally dedicated to the Incredible Hulk. Like the arena lighting was green. One of the events, the gladiators had Hulk hands as blockers, and one went all out in green makeup like the Hulk. And Lou Ferrigno was actually in the audience for the show, and it was amazing. I'm thinking to myself, this is to promote a movie, and it had Hulk Hogan as host. This is awesome. And then I found out it was something bigger. I'm like, okay, that makes it a little better.
Got it. It's when Banner falls from the helicopter to trigger the Hulk into the final fight, Norton was attached to a surface held by a bar, which turned 90 degrees while the camera was pulled to the ceiling to simulate falling. Which
Interesting trick.
Yeah, the director jokingly remarked that if they had dropped Norton that feat, he would be able to act no more. So basically,
God!
They jokingly said they considered dropping him from that height. It's
I guess that's one way to literally drop him from the movie.
Yeah. Oh no, that's messed up, man. Okay,
Hey, you didn't tone deaf earlier.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. They called back a bunch of guys from previous Marvel movies to do the makeup for this, like the makeup people from Last Stand to do the Abominations makeup.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, which I do think was very nice, honestly. Now let's do a little bit of the reception before we get to our final thoughts about this movie, because
I'm sure
we've talked a lot about it.
I'm sure this movie has its moments.
Yep. Let's go take a look at this. I thought, okay, did it make the thing about it? No, it didn't. It didn't make any top 10 lists.
Of course it didn't.
Let's see. What seemed in theory the least necessary rival of a big screen superhero emerges as perfectly solid summer action fare in The Incredible Hulk. This was from Variety, from Todd McCarthy. Let's take a look at this one from the Satellite Times. The relaunch of Marvel's Green Goliath is an improvement over the previous installment in nearly every way, except that the actual Hulk still looks scarily better than something from a video game, and he barely talks.
My God.
Okay, one more. Roger Ebert. Like I do.
Oh, yeah.
I do want to use Roger Ebert's quotes from now on in future episodes of the podcast as like much as possible, because when you think of film critic, you can't think of him and his amazing partner. Not gonna lie, Mr. Ebert was not a fan of this movie. The Incredible Hulk is no doubt an ideal version of the Hulk saga for those who found Ang Lee's Hulk too talky, or dare I say, too thoughtful. But not for me. It sidesteps the intriguing aspects of Hulkdom and spends way too much time in dare I say, noisy and mindless action sequences. So basically...
So I'm guessing Roger Ebert really didn't like this movie.
No. But then, of course, after all these amazing talks, my friends, going back and forth about our favorite superhero endeavors, how would you wrap up 2008's The Incredible Hulk?
I'll say this. I can tolerate this movie. I mean, I know there's people that say, just skip this one, nothing matters. I'm like, well, Ross comes back, so I guess it sort of makes sense. But this movie has some standout moments. Like, Edward Norton, again, does an alright Bruce Banner. The fact that Abomination is coming back later in the MCU proves that this movie is getting more prominence. But there's just too much of the movie that really gives me a grasp on what exactly it is. It wants to tell a centralized story, but there's other things that just went off that really didn't pay off, not even in later MCU movies. So overall, this movie it's good, but it's not like stellar or anything. It's at best like if you can watch it once or twice and you might enjoy it, but I recommend waiting a couple of months or years before you ever watch it again. So all in all, in terms of ranking it, I have to put the Incredible Hulk at around, I want to say, a 7.5 out of 10.
7.5, very, very fair, my friend. As for me, I like to cherish every single story, especially those containing superheroes. I loved the Hulk from a very young age. As I said, I loved eating his popsicles many, many times on hot summer days. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy, if this guy's delicious treats are this good, he must be a great superhero. But I never pursued it. I was too enthralled in Batman's adventures to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself right here. Clearly, this guy has fans. Clearly, this guy has a Mondo fan base, a lot of deep-rooted history, and I enjoyed the movie enough to get through all of it. The movie is good, but I would be lying to say if it wasn't majorly disappointing in many regards.
But are we at least agreeing it's not terrible?
No. It's not bad. I just wish it was better.
Absolutely, yes.
There are so many superhero movies like this from both Marvel and DC that are good, but could have been so much better had they just tried harder. Edward Norton is pretty good as the main character. I think that it was a very good idea to recast him later on as Mark Ruffalo in the later movies. The rest of the cast did an equally decent job with the script and the story that they were given. The CG definitely dated by today's standards, but you could really tell that.
It's not the worst thing in the world. It did look okay, despite how fleshy and weird looking Abomination looked. The CGI on him still held up a little.
Exactly. You could tell that 2008 was the year that superhero movies were finally taking a stance to be good again. You could show that they were finally becoming the Marvels that we would be seeing today. And then of course, the action was really good. I definitely like that. The movie time length, an hour 45. I can definitely work with that.
Yeah, it's not a bad time.
And of course, I actually have a bobblehead for this movie in my room, believe it or not.
Really?
I have it right next to my Iron Man bobblehead.
So basically, who is it? Is it Hulk's?
No, it's like Iron Man and Hulk movie merchandise bobblehead, which I think is really nice. So basically, I will say we can't omit this movie because some people don't like it.
Right.
We shouldn't outcast a part of a story, omit it, because it doesn't fully connect to everything else. The MCU is not flawless. It's a work.
It has its problems.
It's a work in progress. It's got dents, it's got quirks, but it's the flaws that makes it work.
And when they pump out something great, you really see it's something great.
you really appreciate the things that came before so that they can become better for the future generations down the line.
Yeah.
So I definitely have to say good yet disappointing. Definitely not one of the best MCU outings, but definitely not one of the worst superhero movies and or movies I have ever seen, my friends. I will very fairly and honestly have to give 2008's The Incredible Hulk starring Edward Norton a letter C ranking.
C, that sounds about right for you.
Definitely just a strong, solid C. Stay there, be good, be happy, you got it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that is the end of this week's episode of Behind the Screens, talking about movies. When you hear about us next, we will be concluding the second season of Batman the Animated Series. But after that, we will be doing yet another movie dive. And this time, we'll be going back to the X-Men saga at Fox for the second installment over there, aka 2003's X2 X-Men United.
That's going to be a fun time. But yeah, that's it for today's episode, everybody. Until next time, I'm Chris.
I'm Mike.
And this has been Behind the Screens. Hope have yourselves a great night. Thank you for listening, and take care.
Have a wonderful weekend.